shit, let me close my porn. Good evening, my many manly and monstrous marauders and Magogonites. I am the Savage Beardbarian, and this is Side Quest. Like an amateur actress desperate for a break, we're gonna try some new things tonight. So smoke 'em if you've got 'em, because it's gonna be a night to only partially remember. Fuck. Tonight, I am joined by the 4th place runner-up of the 1998 Crypt Keeper Stars in the Eyes lookalike competition, Magog of Morska. Next up is a real treat for you folks, the 2014 New York State Regional Champion Baby Strangler, VampKandy.
That was never proven.
Baby Strangler.
Yes, it was marvelous. It was in the papers for weeks. You could deny it, but marvelous. We're gonna launch off this little event with the new segment we've cooked up for you, a little experience we like to call The Grind, where we discuss not only our own adventures, but those of the illustrious world you people call home. And if anybody knows about grinding, it's got to be a wonderful man by the name of Jim Hughes of East Wemyss, whose 14-foot tall cock has become a local tourist attraction. It's 14. Oh, this man is 73 years old, an old Scotsman. Let's see here. He pruned an ivy-covered tree into the shape of a male chicken outside his home in East Wemyss, and even added a beak and a comb to make it look even more cock-like.
So it's not a real cock. It's a fucking chicken.
It was a very tasteful joke. It was brilliant. He's proud old man. Extra points for being cunning. However, when somebody didn't like that it was just a meager giant chicken. So Chris Bishop followed suit by pruning an 18-foot tall actual giant penis that he's trying to grow larger to include a set of testes.
like on Edward Scissorhand when he starts making all the bushes around the fucking neighborhood into different animals and shit.
18-foot tall cock animals.
Well, before we move on to our next grind story, I have an announcement real quick for everyone who's watching. If you don't want to use Super Chat or to donate to us, all of our Streamlabs links are below and you can donate to your favorite star. You're, of course, not obligated to give us anything, but I thought I'd warn you, given everything that's going on with YouTube, perhaps you don't want to give them a cut of your money. Also, Beardbarian, how dare you come on to Side Quest with cum in your hair?
What are you? No. No.
Your freaky Italian hair is all greasy and cum-like. I don't like it.
That's because it's freaky Italian hair, my friend.
Well, speaking of penises, let me do one of my stories. Man's penis ripped off when he tried to climb over a fence with metal spikes.
Ouch.
A spike at the top of a barrier pierced through trousers and left him hanging by his manhood. He eventually managed to free himself and staggered to a local hospital bleeding profusely. Because, of course, the man's torn-off penis and part of his jeans remained attached to the railing. Here's the best part of the story. It is truly awful. These are the things of the reasons I want to conquer your world. Locals in the town took pictures of the man's penis still hanging on the fence before posting the images on social media. Police confirmed the incident to Progorod58 local news website. You fucking imagine that? You're like, I'm gonna jump this fence with spikes. I'm gonna be a man about it. And then you come down the other side and you're not a man anymore.
That is a woman.
Ow!
Talk about getting fucked for a stunt.
I know, gee, I don't know if he was drunk or what, the article doesn't say, but good lord. You know, it makes you wonder about some people. Perhaps he was drunk. I can't imagine a sober man going, look, an iron metal fence with spikes on top. I'm gonna fucking Kenya my ass over that shit.
That is some kind of special. That is an inch and a half of almost just as bad of a problem.
If he was a black man, it would have just added another 18 inches to the fence. You know?
Now we know how to make the wall 10 feet higher.
Right? I think every man collectively in the chat were like, oh! Oh!
I'm
Oh!
feeling, and it looks like they are too.
What do you have for the grind, Vamp?
Well, when I was scouring through looking for something, I found a man by the name of Ivan Flynn, 34, from Sydney. He was getting attacked outside of a club. He was rescued by 3 wonderful people by the names of Coco Jumbo, Ivy League, and Vibe,
I see
who happen to be drag queens.
Got
These
your ass
would-be attackers. One of them decided they were going to make the age-old mistake of ripping off one of the drag queen's wigs.
Oh, dear gods, no, never do that.
The queens proceeded to beat the shit out of these men.
Yeah,
That's fabulous.
One of them is quoted as saying, I might look like a woman, but I'm all man under here.
Oh, God.
Bring it.
Oh, jeez. Man, that they're all woman until you touch their hair. Then they beef out on you and fuck you up with their fists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did they teabag him? I'm guessing they teabagged him. That's how I talk to the chat. They're like a little over here. So I'm like, hello, chat. Do you like a good teabagging?
Let's see. Yes. Yeah. They haven't even replied yet, but they're all going to say yes.
Everybody loves a good teabagging. The English people are like, oi, well, of course I like tea. Of course. No, it's not what teabagging means. Next! Go, Beardbarian.
Oh, dear fuck. So on equally ridiculous things to fucking teabagging and crazy drag queens, some more insane people needing to show off their prowess at madness in the Warner Robins region are trying to be, there's 2 people they're trying to identify as alleged steak bandits. A man and woman who are suspected of stealing steaks from the Kroger on some street here. That's just a bunch of letters and numbers. You people are weird. On August 4th, according to Warner Robins police, Facebook and Blogspot posts, the suspects fled the store in a black sports utility vehicle, according to the post. The 2 are shown dancing in photos on the police force, Facebook and Blogspot. They stole a shitload of steaks, did a victory dance, and then donuts out the parking lot.
But why is it
These are the heroes.
Why is it that we have a shit ton of fucking stories today that have to do with meat?
Meaty Monday.
Meaty Monday. Yeah.
Meaty Monday. Your stories about penises and cocks and, you know, big 14-foot cocks and fucking drag queens with meat on their bones beating the shit out of somebody. Fucking dicks on fences. Yeah. That should be a fucking hashtag. Hashtag dicks on fences. Probably some feminist will stop that one. Now we got guys stealing fucking steaks from a grocery store, and to celebrate they cut donuts in the parking lot. Oh god. Everybody knows that's what you do when you steal steak, though, because it's not like they stole pork chops. You know.
No, they stole steak. Good, the beef, the good stuff.
What do you do if you steal bacon? Because everybody loves bacon. Bacon's like a food group all of its own, right?
Schedule an orgy.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's given.
That's exactly
What
what
do you
I
do after
Bacon
that?
and orgies.
Just bacon on her ass. Like while she's in front of you, you're like, fucking bacon ass. Yeah. It gets all hot and steamy and cooks the bacon for you.
Yes, don't stop until it sizzles.
Yeah, and then she can fart it into your mouth. What? I'm not into anything weird.
I learned something today.
I'm not drunk enough for this. Just a second.
Let's switch gears a little bit then. Stop talking about meat. Manly meat. Let's switch to the women, folks, shall we? Chinese restaurant in China, because they know how to do things there. Chinese restaurant offers bra-size discounts. A Chinese restaurant has come under fire for offering discounts to women depending on their bra size. So the bigger the discount. So Vamp screwed. What?
Yeah.
I'm joking. They're fine, dear. They are fine. Show them to the people. I'll wait.
You're
Shit.
good. Well,
There you go.
Jiggle. My milkshake's being unopposed.
That's all you get.
I wonder if they have milkshakes on their menu.
I wonder again. Now, what happens if the discount? Because I think it's not percentage based. It's actually amount off. So if you walk into this restaurant and they have a cheap item that equals the breast size, you get it for free. That's female privilege. I don't know why they're coming under attack for this. And you probably get to eat there for free if you show them off.
If it's a big enough difference, the store might even pay the women. You want to eat a cheeseburger with those chucks? Well, here's $50, honey. Sit at the front window.
Right? Okay, let me finish. This really, really terrible fucking. According to the Wangchong Evening Post, I tried my best. If there's any Chinese-speaking people, I am sorry I butchered that. Local people complained to the council after seeing posters advertising discounts for the trendy shrimp restaurant at a mall in Hongshu, the main city of coastal Shangshan I don't know how to say these words. Province. So they have like little anime girls with different cup sizes, and it has the prices. And the one all the way to the left. I wish I could show it to you, but you probably can't see it on the camera. But it's fucking giant tittied fucking anime chick is the very last one, and it's like, you just get everything for free. Just let me motorboat them and you can eat here all you fucking want. The Chinese they may be communist, and how could there possibly be, any sexism amongst a billion people, like, it's like the old saying, how could a billion people be Wong? That was bad even for me.
Yeah, it was.
The company's adverts show a lineup of cartoon women in their underwear with the slogan, "The whole city is looking for breasts." It listed discounts for women depending on their cup size, with greater offers available to women with bigger busts. One representative complaint said the posters were vulgar advertising and discriminatory towards women. Well, what if they were fair? What if they had an equal side for cock sizes? And because they're Chinese, it would go from like really small to like 3 inches. I'm joking, God.
Yeah, then Magog would never get to go to China.
Oh, fuck you. Ow, that hurt. He took a health point off for that one. That's the end of that story. Thoughts, anybody?
I appreciate the entrepreneurism. I think I could open up a restaurant like this inside of my camp.
Is it really any different than having like a Hooters or something where, if you come in and you've got, good boobs, they're going to hire you over the one without, the vamps of the world,
Me. Me.
How is the chat looking now that we're reading these stories about meat and tits? This
They seem to be enjoying things.
this is good quality entertainment you get on side quest, folks. Who's got one? Go
Talking about
on.
lady boys.
I got one. In Atlanta, a rapper who previously claimed to have been shot on at least 11 different occasions, who proclaimed "God made me bulletproof," was shot and killed.
Yo. So a guy was like, I am bulletproof because God is protecting. Bang him!
Yeah, and then he got shot to death.
Well, dude, fucking.
That's fucking poetic.
That's Darwinism.
That is dark. Don't ever proclaim something that says God made you this.
Yeah, that's literally
You're gonna
like
die.
that's literally like a ship captain going, God couldn't sink this boat. And the moment he said that,
Or-
God was like, I got an iceberg over here. Push it that way. Come on. Yeah.
Or, being in a relationship with someone and getting their name tattooed on you.
Oh yeah, that's just terrible.
Permanent
terrible.
jinx.
Yeah, permanent fucking bad luck. You know?
Like looking at an army of goblins and saying, they're just goblins.
Yeah, that's true. They are not very hard
That's-
to deal with one at a time, but a horde of them, I mean, they are stronger in numbers, that's
It's
for
never
fucking
just
sure.
goblins when it's plural.
Well, a man proclaimed he was invincible because God was protecting him, and apparently Jesus wanted him home. You know. Okay. There is no
Even better, he was
particular
killed outside
order.
a
I'm
pizza
reading.
shop.
The what? I hope
He
he
was
had
killed
a good,
outside a pizza shop.
well, at least he had a
Go.
good last meal, I suppose. There's no
Sauce.
particular order in this. I'm gonna read one. Fuck Beardberry. Fuck him. People don't like him anyway. Failure's gonna hate this.
Oh.
Poor I'm sorry, cacti friend. Barefoot Bay, Florida. Authorities say a man who may have hidden as officers investigated reports of two suspicious men in Florida community targeted by recent burglaries was killed by an 11-foot alligator. As he hid from police after burgling a house, he hopped into a pond. Bad fucking idea in Florida. Todd Goodyear says 22-year-old Matthew Riggins told his girlfriend he would be in the Barefoot Bay area to commit burglaries with another suspect. Authorities received calls November 13th about two suspicious men in black walking behind homes and investigated. Florida Today reported that there were reports of someone screaming that same night. Wasn't the alligator. He had his mouth full. But the source of the screams could not be found. He's dead. How fucking stupid. Run from the police, hop into a fucking pond, you're like, I'll be safe here under the water. And the alligator's like, hi, free food. Does that count as fast food for an alligator? Like, does it count as
he was
delivery?
running right into its mouth, essentially.
Yeah, like that counts as delivery, right? That's like calling
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it's delivery.
Yeah, it's fucking delivery. He literally just was like, food's here. I wonder if, like, whatever alligator tongue is, I wonder if he was like, pizza dude! Beard Baron, you got one for us?
I mean, this guy was a fucking idiot, but it couldn't be any worse than the police chasing after him. Depending on what you, it was Florida, not Indiana. But in Indiana, they are now training police cadets by beating them with a squeaky rubber chicken as part of their training regimen. They started putting up videos all over the place boasting about this comedy test where they squeak it, and the cadets have to remain all straight up and straight-faced and serious, because if they giggle at being beaten with a rubber chicken, they'll have to do push-ups.
That is an effective fucking training tool.
Is this to train them to fight against Antifa?
I think so.
Oh, hell. Oh, Vamp gets a health back for that one. Sorry. Rubber chickens! Oh, somebody should totally show up at an Antifa protest with like 20,000 of them motherfuckers. You know, where they're out there with their signs.
They can outsquawk them.
Yeah, and then just literally like pull out a truckload of rubber chickens and just unleash the fury of the chickens and just start chucking
Catapults of chickens.
Just start chucking them at the Antifa.
Press them and then throw them like loud grenades.
Squeak them first. You know, squeak, squeak.
Mm-hmm.
Gah!
Chuck it into the hole.
And then to make it even better, like when one of them picks it up all angry and all baby and throws it back and it lands, have a guy go, no! And jumps on top of it to save his friends. It squeaks when he lands. It's like, no! Squawk! Somebody do that right now. Next Antifa protest, show up with rubber chickens. Do a live stream first to raise money to buy all the fucking chickens. I'll come to that live stream and donate. I got some
You might even be able to get support from the Indiana University Police Academy. You might have enough to spare.
I kind of find that interesting, though, because, I mean, don't you have to be trained to be rather stoic if you're facing off with somebody like Antifa as a police officer? So you got your riot gear on, you got your mask, these people are out there, and then some androgynous-looking amoeba comes walking up with fucking purple and green hair and starts yelling, fuck the police and down with capitalism. How do they not bust out laughing?
I don't know.
The chicken.
Okay, maybe you're right.
You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
give you that.
Training.
The chicken training makes better police officers.
It all makes sense now.
We're going to have to adapt this trick for the armies.
Yes, it's all starting to click, you know. It's too bad that, you know, Alex Jones, he was a little off when he said that the government is turning the frogs gay, because I think Antifa is turning chickens gay. And I'm sticking to that fucking conspiracy. Squeaky.
God damn it.
That would really piss them off too. Paint the fucking chickens rainbow colored and then throw them. Yeah.
Oh god. Yes.
I am so sorry, all my gay friends. I love you all. Not like that, but I fucking love you. This is all jokes. Do not hurt me. With your manly beatdowns. Drag queens are out in force in Australia.
Speaking of your gay friends, this involves a coalition for marriage out of Australia. They're a Christian campaign. They want anti-marriage equality. Essentially, they want none of the gay people to ever get married. Well, they hired someone to do the graphic for them. I don't know if you're familiar with what the bisexual pride flag looks like, but it's pink, blue, and it fades into purple. Well, guess what the graphic designer did for this group?
Fucking
They made the
troll.
flag blue, pink, and faded together. It's exactly like the bisexual flag.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
This is trolling done correctly.
Yeah, that's troll level fucking 12 right there. I'll totally do the art for your campaign. I totally believe what you do, man. Fucking yeah. Down with gay marriage. Here's your new flag. But I also blame the left for having way too many fucking flags that these people didn't even recognize it because there's so many fucking flags. Why do bisexuals need a flag? You know? They should literally just have a flag with a dick and a pussy on it, both. And just a little
I think
plus
that's what the
sign.
pink and blue represents.
Is that what it is?
Two genders.
And then it blends together into purple because of the color wheel. Okay, I
Oh,
get
because
that.
you'll fuck either.
Right, yeah. Vamp would know. What?
I'm sorry, I was lost in a beautiful mental picture there of Vamp discovering and being the origin source of that flag. How involved? You know a lot about this flag, Vamp. What role did you play in its forming?
Yes, everybody shut up. Let Vamp talk in detail, in great detail. If there are pictures, share them.
Well, the flag's been around since like '98. How old are you guys?
Few thousand.
A lady never tells her age.
I'm older than you think.
I should take a point away for insulting yourself.
It's not insulting myself. I just know things.
I'll do the next one. All right. Let's move on before we get in trouble with the gays, the blacks, and the bisexuals. I did a black joke earlier with the Kenya thing. Oh, God, I'm going to get my fucking ass kicked. A 52-year-old man in Elgin, Illinois, was taken by surprise after a prostitute he hired through a website turned out to be his own wife of the past 19 years.
Oh.
Do you like pina colada?
Did he get a refund?
Oh, shit. He's like, she showed up and he's like, oh, I fuck you for free. Ah. Oh, that's gotta be fucking embarrassing. Who's at fault on that one? Seriously.
Flip a coin.
You know, it's like, what is she gonna say? How, you've been hiring prostitutes? He's gonna be like, you're a prostitute?
Nobody wins. Everybody loses.
They should just look at each other in shame and just be like, we
Divorce.
both know what this looks like. This is exactly what it looks like.
So this is why I have to whore myself out.
The man has been using a site for some months to hire prostitutes and meet them for sex at motels in neighboring areas. Last weekend, the man told his wife he was going out drinking with work colleagues, when in reality he was traveling to a motel on the outskirts of town. Upon checking into the motel, the man used his phone to access his regular website, used to book the prostitutes. According to a statement he made to authorities, he saw the profile of a new 27-year-old woman who caught his attention. The photo only showed the woman from her neck down, but the man said he liked her body. How did he not? Man, she must have no distinguishing marks whatsoever.
Or one hell of a butterface.
Right. So he sent her a message to see if she was free later that night. And she said she was, and they arranged the liaison at the motel. Surprise, motherfucker! Guests in adjoining rooms called the front desk to report a disturbance at around 8 p.m. after the woman arrived and found out her client was none other than her husband of 19 years. It emerged that the prostitute was actually the man's 43-year-old wife. She was furious to learn her husband had been hiring sex workers, although he was equally angry to learn his wife had been freelancing as a prostitute. It's believed the couple have plans for divorce in the aftermath of the incident.
She only had to whore herself because you kept spending the money on whores.
It's like a chicken and egg situation. Which came first? Was he spending too much money on whores, so she picked up the extra work for the bills? Or was she like, I'm going to be a prostitute because having a normal job sucks and we could use the extra income? And then, God, who knows?
He's like, hey, we have all this extra income, and she's never home.
Honestly, I don't even think
I'm
they
going to
should
go
get
bang
divorced.
whores with all this extra income.
Yeah, I don't think they should get divorced. They seem quite literally perfect for one another.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
What would you guys do? Like if you, which situation would you be in? I know you would probably never, ever be a prostitute, Vamp. But Beard Marion is a prostitute. So I'm going to ask you.
Well, if I came home on my husband ordering me as a prostitute, I'd probably kill him and get a new husband. And keep being a prostitute, because I just don't want them to find out.
I mean, that seems like the logical solution. Just kill him and find another one.
Yeah, I got it from your autobiography.
Oh, yeah, you just kill him and leave.
Oh, it works out for the best anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's funny when they beg.
Beg for your lives, you dirty whores. I'm trying to come up with a catchphrase, goddammit. I'm trying to come up with a catchphrase for when I finally arrive in your world to conquer it. I want to step from the portal, throw out my arms, and say something witty. And I might use that one. I might come out, there's a green portal, everybody's gathering around like, what's that magical presence? And it starts challenging all their beliefs and religion and their beliefs in their stupid gods. And then I step forth from the portal. I put out my hands and I go, beg for your lives, you dirty whores! That could be epic. And then I'm gonna get Channing Tatum to play me in the movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that would be great. Yes.
Oh, yes.
We'll get Carrot Top for Vamp.
Oh!
I'm prettier and you know it.
that hurt. She's got rubber chickens in a fucking suitcase on stage.
Oh, shit. Run away! Run away!
Why is your prop case vibrating, Vamp?
You don't want to know.
She's standing there doing her comedy act, you know? And she's
It's for
standing
you
there
later.
telling the jokes, and all of a sudden behind her, the chest just goes across the fucking stage.
How else do you think I got on stage?
I know, right? Well, you know, if there's a stripper pole, you'll fucking jump up there.
You ain't touching that.
Who's
So
next?
how long do you think it'll be before strip dancing robots are a thing? Just putting
Put
that
all
out
the
there.
strippers out of business.
Oh, I don't know.
Right now, the Chinese company WL Intelligent Technology has broken the world record for over 1,000 dancing robots that do Tai Chi and Dobi and stuff, all in unison in a giant corridor, and pretty soon they're going to try and take over the world. Are you prepared to deal with this menace? Make them make stripper bots.
Do you see what
Stripper
happens? Do you see what happens when you just slowly, you know, constantly just degrade the men in your society? They will fucking replace you with goddamn machinery. I'm talking to you, feminists.
Well, the robots are kind of feministy. I mean, they're chunky and they've got big round limbs and awkward heads and no real discernible features outside of their glowing red eye.
I wonder, do they have like Wi-Fi connection or something like that? Because that would scare the shit out of me. I'd hate to like be putting my ding dong in a fucking robot, and then there's like a short circuit, and my fucking junk gets faxed to fucking China. Like that would suck.
But that would be a really great start for a new Tron movie.
That would be interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a Tron movie where like the laser goes and the fucking robot program people are like waiting and they see the tower light up and the beam of light comes down and they're like, here comes our savior, and then just a dick forms and they goes it just flops on the ground, you know, and then they're like, we're fucked.
Yup.
Look everyone, it's a user.
Not anymore.
That's what people are gonna start calling their dicks now. Are you a program? Cause I'm a user. Control-Alt-Delete. Denied. I'm getting more privy with the language from your world, okay? I want to save my last story for the very end, so Vamp, go.
Apparently fairies are wreaking havoc in Ireland.
What? Where?
Oh, they're destroying roads. There's a mysterious
wait.
dip in the N22 road in Kerry in Southwest County of let's see, where the fuck is this? It's just somewhere in Ireland.
Do they mean the magical ones, the ones with funny haircuts that prance around?
No, the magical ones.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, apparently there are numerous fairy forts in the area, and they're linked. They know that they're linked to anyone that's tampered with them over the years. They pay a high price, so they just destroy roads and shit. They've caused $47,000 or euros worth of damage.
Fairies.
Fairies. They're evil here.
So what you're saying is that the Irish fairies are supporting Irish infrastructure by creating constant damage for the people to repair, and therein boosting the generation of the economy for construction.
No.
workers.
They're
Good job,
terrified of the fairies, and they won't touch the roads.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's seriously like It's the IFRA. The Irish Fairy Republican Army.
That sounds
Fucking
creepy.
terrorist fairies.
Apparently, if you mess with their areas, they curse you or something.
Vamp, do the cutesy fairy voice and say Hello Akbar.
Hello, Akbar.
That's what terrorist fairies sound like. They're so tiny, you know, their bomb goes off. It's like they land on someone's shoulder. Hello, Akbar. That was mildly inconvenient.
It's like someone ripped off little firecrackers, so it just goes.
Pow! What was that? Oh, that just startled me. Briefly. Now I'll get back to my game of golf or whatever. How many more of these do we got? Because I have one more. So
I have a couple more. One of them includes another potential dating candidate for you, since that stabbing bitch didn't work out the last time. Let's see here. What is this woman's name? Loyal. A woman whose foot was amputated due to cancer has dedicated her entire Instagram account to its daily adventures. Following the surgery, Christy Loyal asked staff if she could keep her amputated foot, to which they agreed. She then sent it off and cleaned it and transformed it into a proper skeleton memento held together with wires. And now she just travels around leaving it on things and having her cat chew on it and stuffing it in snakes and taking pictures and putting it on the internet.
I literally have no idea what you just fucking said.
A severed foot?
And it's not because you broke up or anything. I literally didn't understand those words. They don't belong in a fucking sentence together.
Well, she cut off her leg.
Okay.
And she kept it as a toy. So she could play with her bone in public. And I figured you two might like to bump them.
The fuck? I'm a necromancer and I wouldn't even fucking do that. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be my own leg. I'd use the leg of somebody I'd murdered. I mean that I found conveniently dead from natural causes. That's fucking weird.
Well, the light and funny side of this is that not the woman herself, but her amputated foot currently has more than 5,000 followers on social media. I'm very proud of this woman's bone for succeeding at achieving fame.
I did not live this long to deal with this shit. I got nothing.
Yeah, I wanted to expand on the story and jokes.
There's nothing else to it. It's a lot of this woman just posting about how bad she feels about losing her foot and about daddy issues and stuff. And I couldn't really make a joke out of daddy issues. The woman already lost a foot.
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean for everybody out there watching and listening, that's what's called a bad foot job. Who here has jerked somebody off with your foot? Go ahead, raise your hand, Vamp.
No.
She's got fucking bat feet. That's weird. She's got webbed bat feet so she can hang from the ceiling. So she kind of probably could grip it pretty good.
What were you up to after last week's episode?
Wouldn't you like to know?
No, I don't.
She was busy eating people.
Once again, that can't be proven.
Actually, it kind of can. Where is this here? There was a young boy in Australia who was recovering in the hospital after he was left with blood streaming from his feet and ankles following a nighttime paddle in the ocean. Sam Kenize had waded waist deep out into the ocean on Brighton Beach, Melbourne, on Saturday evening and remained still in the water for around 30 minutes. When he didn't feel anything, that he left the water after 30 minutes, his feet from pretty much the calf muscle, halfway down the leg down, were torn apart with all these vicious little teeth marks in it and creeping little sea lice eating through his feet. And it wasn't the sea lice that they found responsible for that. They had just worked their way in to suckle the blood. Something had torn them open.
Have you been on some midnight swims?
Too much sunlight.
Yep.
They found some hair in there, Some pink hair.
Why is it that people go into the water in Australia? Literally, like, the
don't
top
know.
deadliest creatures in the world all live in fucking Australia's waters. You know? It's like, hey,
Also,
everybody.
how do we know this kid wasn't viciously mauled by a rabid feminist? Because my hair is currently red.
That is a good point. Feminists will literally put anything in their mouths except for dicks. And I'll tell you why.
Essentially, that's
That
why
is
they'll put anything in their mouths.
That is a good segue into my current story. My last story. Woman spends a year eating a copy of Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace as a protest.
What?
Let me continue. This is gonna take some fucking discussion. Yeah, this is really a thing. You can actually see it on social media. She was putting videos of up on her social media every day of her eating a little bit of the book over an entire year. Some sort of performance protest, you know. Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace is a satirical novel. Has gathered something of mixed reputation in the 21 years since it was first published. The 1,079-page tome has a huge army of dedicated fans, but it has also come to be regarded as shorthand, what is described as a kind of literary male chauvinism. It's a satirical novel, and they're calling it literary male chauvinism. Jason Segel, who played Foster Wallace in 2015 movie The End of the Tour, gave a flavor of it when he told interviewer Mark Maron about the time he went into a bookshop to buy a copy. There was like a ghost world kind of girl behind the counter, he said. I set the book down and she said, "Ugh, Infinite Jest. Every guy I've ever slept with has an unread copy on his bookshelf." So both guys that she's fucking slept with had fucking unread copy. This doesn't even seem real. I bet that's fucking made up. That's like those people who say, "Oh, do you know what my kid did today? You know what my kid said today? He looked at the TV, he saw Trump, and he said, 'Mommy, I don't like that asshole Nazi.'" That's not how kids talk. Unless you fucking train. It's made up. Anyway. Make a passing reference to the David Foster Wallace fanboy, and you can assume the reader knows whom you're talking about. He's the type who's pestered at least one woman to the point that she quit reading Infinite Jest in public. Infinite Jest, a novel that appears high on the list of books that literally all white men own.
I don't have that book.
Oh, God, you guys see
I've never met anybody that's owned that book.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was, to be honest with you, but then again, I'm still learning about your world. I assumed it was some sort of literary masterpiece, the way they go on about it. One assumes...
It had blank pages.
One assumes that it is these Infinite Jest fanboys that comedian Jamie Loftus is hoping to annoy with her ongoing project, in which she films herself literally devouring the book. And I kid you not, there are videos of her like making sandwiches with a page. She's like put it in soup. Every day there's a new video of her like breaking off parts of it during her lunch breaks and work and school. You know, she's probably a gender studies major. A fucking feminist decided to protest a satirical novel that she deemed male chauvinism that all white men should read and own by eating the 1,000-page book over the course of a year.
Like a page a day?
Yes. Well,
for
a couple
1,000
pages
days.
a day. Yeah, a couple pages a day probably, because there's only so many days in the year. But yeah, she was just tearing bits out of it every day and filming herself as this kind of protest art project. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Don't get...
I hate this world.
Vamp just died. Vamp died from the feminist bullshit. She's dead. Look at her. She's fucking dead over there.
Uh,
Oh,
I,
God.
somebody killed this creature. This is ridiculous.
I'm taking
This is
point.
as bad as fucking sheet kicking.
Yeah, that was fucking awful. Yeah, okay. I get you don't like the book. Okay, right? You don't like it. Then don't read it! I just heard an echo of myself because Vamp's dead. Should we wake Vamp back up? She just took like a feminist stake to the heart, you know?
Vamp.
I'll give her a health back when I fucking feel like it. She's not gonna answer, she's dead.
Wait,
You have
Depeche Mode sucks.
Everybody vote 1 in the chat to wake Vampy back up. Vote 2 if you just want to say fuck that dead whore. I literally can't take any more health away for that insult. She's dead. I guess
I'll have to
What? Go ahead. She's back. She's back to life.
Oh shit.
Fucking undead creatures. She lost her shit. She's all beat up. She's all fucking beat up inside. Say something, Vamp. Talk to us. Are you okay?
I'm recovering.
Wake up!
Somebody send a priest at once. A young priest and an old priest.
Oh,
Don't send the priest. Bad things happened to the priest last time.
so I mean, seriously, let's have a little discussion about this. I think it's worth fucking talking about. Is it just me, or feminists and the like, they don't really know how ridiculous they look protesting? You know? I mean, Antifa, they have their black masks on, and they think they're all fucking big and bad with bike locks and chains and sticks, you know? And they're literally pissing off like 14 million gun owners. You know, what a fucking... Gotta worry about that shit one day, you fucking idiots. That's why you never see these protests really taking place in, like, the South. Or, like, the mid... Like, what do they call the flyover states in your world? The states that literally dragons fly over. They're not interested in eating anybody, you know? Hello? Have I lost signal?
No, you haven't. I just took Vamp's sigh as her having a piece of input, but apparently she just loathes this so much. This is a prime example of why there's nothing to fear in our conquest of everything. Because if people are just going to eat cake after screaming at it to protest everything, or eat books, all they do is eat and get beat up. I mean, if we send rubber chickens and pudding cups in catapults, we'll destroy them all. Maybe just some pages of book. They'll eat themselves to death.
Well, that could very well go.
Possible.
Yeah, you could also distract them heavily by placing multiple statues that they don't like in their way. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Magog, something about some of the feminists in this realm. They will strip down naked in the streets.
Where?
And occasionally 1 out of 100 is okay to look at.
Oh.
It's not just that. I've heard about this. It's not just that. They'll strip down naked and then be like, this is not for you men to look at. I am an empowered woman. I don't understand.
I am an empowered barbarian, and I like titties.
Yeah. And we want to see them. It doesn't matter who they belong to, unless it's your mother or something. You know, but the most titties men want to see. Most. I'm not going to say all, because sometimes, you know. But men do like the breastises.
I like the breastises.
Everybody likes the breastises. Show them off, Vamp.
Show off yours. I think I win in this situation.
Yes.
And I think everybody watching just lost.
Ouch! Oh God! Where am I at? Am I at 3 or 4? I can't remember. Okay, yeah. So anyway, Anybody got any other stories, or should we move on from the grind? That was actually quite longer than I thought it would be, but these stories were fucking fantastic.
They're
They were
wonderful.
pretty fun. Do I have anything else that really jumps out? No, you know what? I just have one piece that I think that really everybody watching this really align with. There's every now and then, if you have to work a certain contract, or you're stuck with the same group of assholes in an adventuring party for too long, and you finally get to leave. You finally get to go, fuck you to the man and walk away. You got to do something. Well, down at Tesco, this one cook decided to write "I want your sex" onto a tea cake, and presumably pass it on to another staff member, who clearly didn't read it and have sex with the person, and instead put it out on the floor display and for sale. So a little old lady was very shocked to see this, and immediately flew to social media, posting pictures of the tea cake with "I want your sex" and right off her tea cake, she said.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Beardbarian, but how does that story even come close to beating a feminist eating a book?
I was just trying to imply something for Fat. Never mind.
Are you flirting with me again?
I'm gonna take away
nope.
for being fucking stupid with a stupid story. I'm mean.
Well,
I tried.
I'm so mean.
I tried so hard.
I tried so hard. Are we? What does the chat have to say about our stories? Let's interact with the chat a little bit, because we got a couple minutes before the second half.
Oh, I could fill that gap in, unless you wanted me to save this story for a later time.
Oh, you have one
Hey,
more.
we love you filling gaps. Fill all the
I
gaps,
have
man.
one that I told you about.
If I take one more health away from Vamp, because she had a pretty good comeback, so that equaled out. So you're still alive, Vamp, but you're 1 point away from dying again. And again, and again, and again, and again. She's like, death, nah, tried it, didn't take.
I really didn't.
Go ahead. Tell your story.
It's one from an area that I have lurked around before. I like to call it two idiots, one Sawzall.
I had nothing to do with this story. Nothing to do with this story.
I would hope
Nothing.
not. A woman ended up in a local hospital for an injury which occurred as a result of a sexual act involving the use of a reciprocating saw. The original
That's
911 call was dispatched as a medical emergency. These morons decided they've seen porn involving a sawzall without realizing you need a special attachment to make that work.
Oh, God.
So they just took a regular silicone dildo, shoved it on the blade of a reciprocating saw, and later that night, someone was singing, "Tonight is the night when two become one."
Oh, more like one become two.
Well, no, they kind of merged for a little bit.
No, I'm talking about what the saw did to her. Oh, God.
But yes, they didn't seem to understand that the teeth on the saw would cut through the plastic or the silicone or whatever the fuck this thing was made out of.
And literally, oh, God.
The update to this story is she put a lot of stitches and survived.
They didn't make like a post for it. They just put it on the saw blade.
Mm-hmm. They just put it directly on the saw blade.
Owie!
What the fuck?
Oh, God. We've already had a dick get ripped off and stuck to the top of a fence.
Well, we have to come full circle.
Oh, now you got a vagina becoming, like, a vagina and an asshole becoming one whole.
Vajassle?
There can be only one.
Vajassle. She gets a point back for that. Fucking hashtag Vajassle.
This happened 8 years ago. It's still the most read story.
That kind of it like grosses me out to the level like when I saw, in searching your realm for things to talk about in my normal content show, I found a birthing video, and the baby's leg perforated the anus, and it was a shot. Her legs were up in the stirrups, and it literally was like, here's the baby coming out the vagina, and the one leg of the baby was coming out the asshole. And she was like shitting everywhere, and there was blood, but you could still see like the skin in between. You know, that baby was like, hey, you know, the doctor was like, snip it, with some scissors.
This is the very reason infants get. I'm gonna stop talking.
It just anybody who's not an advocate for cesarean section, just
Watch that video and you will be soon.
Yeah, just watch that fucking video. You'll be like, you know what? Just cut the fucking kid out of me. You know?
Just cut him out.
And you think the husband was watching this horror show of a birth, watching his little boy / girl. I couldn't tell because it was just legs, you know, but watching his little child come out of his beloved wife, and that baby just donkey punched its way through her fucking colon hole. And it just was like, yeah, you like both holes, Dad? Well, you're never going to be able to stop thinking about this. He started kicking and fucking screaming, and the doctor was like, oh shit. Then he had to snip it, right? He was like, snip! And then all of a sudden, like, the baby comes out, and all the mess comes out, and the woman's screaming and crying, and the husband just leans over to the doctor and was like, when you sew that up, can you add a few more stitches, you know, tighten that up a little bit?
Not all heroes wear capes.
That didn't actually happen in the video. I was making that up. So anyway, finish your story, Vamp. Your fucking horror show of a fucking story.
That's actually it for that story. They only updated it once because the people in that area are kind of incompetent when it comes to reporting shit. But supposedly she lived. I don't think they're together anymore.
But what kind of life?
What, her asshole and vagina, or do you mean her partner?
I
don't know.
I would have to say.
But you know, if you ever happen to encounter a random wench, and she has some funny looking scars down there, just remember.
Yeah, I'd have.
So those ones are cheaper.
Yeah,
I didn't know what you said.
They're more expensive than that, though. Now I have to say, if something like that ever happens to you, don't tell anybody that story. Just let it go. You know, you don't want to walk around or go out on like a first date, or you're meeting with friends and, you know, new coworker or something, and then you're like, you know, and they're all like, oh, you won't believe what happened to me today at work, you know, and they go on about their boring lives, their meaningless lives without Magog in them, you know. And then the woman just turns to her and go, yeah? Well, I had literally the worst day that anybody could ever have. So I don't want to hear your bitching. And they go, what happened? I put a dildo on a saw blade, shoved it in my vagina till the blade ate through the dildo and cut my fucking asshole and vagina a new one. And they'd probably just puke in their fucking soup. Don't tell.
Well, I mean, it's a great way to end a date if it's not going well.
That is true. That is true. I think there's a few circumstances you can tell that story. If the date's not going well, if you're trying to really gross out somebody who you already know, or family gatherings, because, you know...
Definitely family gatherings.
Sometimes that can
gather the kids around. Let's tell you about my incident with the Sawzall.
Sometimes
that sounds like a great grandma story.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get the family out of your house because it's been a long day. You know, family reunions can be like that. So anyway, who wants to do their... Now that we've finished, you know, why don't we take a quick little break with the grind? That was kind of one of the things we wanted to try out with the show. I think it worked out very well. I hope we entertained everybody. Before we go into some of our lore readings and eventually end the show, why don't we take just a little bit of a break and catch up on the super chats and stuff, so we're not like reading them all at the very end. So Vamp, you know, read a couple of them to us.
Okay. Let me get this page thing up. Oh, let's see here. I really should have sorted these. Church of Keck says, praise Keck, people need to sub to my channel. Many have been auto-unsubbed.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that happening lately. I've had a
Church
few
of Keck
comments
again?
myself.
Praise Keck, make sure and get a Minds account and subscribe to Magog and my accounts.
Church of Keck just shilling everybody. I love it. Praise Keck and shout it
Right
out.
on.
Miss Steam says, hashtag teabagmagog.
Yeah, I knew I'd start a teabag thing. I fucking knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Get it trending.
Hey, Church of Keck.
Dexter the
Church
Third.
of Keck. Did you like my Pepe eyes from the last episode? Ah!
Oh, goodness, he's rabbit.
I can make them blink too. People don't know, but they can actually close. See? Now I'm winking at you. Pepe wink. Pepe wink.
It looks. Pepe looks
Looks like he got down.
Quasimodo. Dexter the Bearded wants to know if all the story links will be in the description.
Some of mine will be, but some of the stories were off of. They're verified, but they didn't have a link. They had just the name of the magazine and the copyright and all that stuff. So I didn't have a link. They were on like a forum. You know, I wanted to search the dark corners of the internet in hopes to find stories nobody's heard. You know, there was that one that popped up on the Twitters, whatever it's called, the Blue Bird thing that my scribe runs for me. And it was like a bunch of teenage kids fucked a donkey and got fucking AIDS. Or no, they got rabies. And it's like...
They got rabies.
Yeah, and everybody saw that story. So I didn't want to do that one. So we all went real digging and deep like into the dark net to find fucked up stories. But I'll put as many of the stories as I can in the description after the show comes to an end.
I have mine in a list.
As do I.
Yes, put some of the,
Let's see here. The Church of Keck says, praise Keck, make sure you all get a Minds account and subscribe to Magog and my accounts. YouTube has been auto-unsubbing people and take a lot of the dollar.
Well, thank you, Sugar Daddy. I mean Church of Keck.
We love you, Sugar Daddy.
I do have a Minds, and I also have a Gab, and SideQuest has its own Twitter, and our Steam Labs links are down below as well, and I also have a Facebook page. I don't know if the other two do, but I have a Magog of Morscar Facebook page. So if you search Facebook, I'm sure you'll find me. And also VidMe. We have VidMe too. Everybody's here that's got a VidMe except Vamp, I think. Because she has yet to upload her content.
Technically I do. I just don't use it. I use it to subscribe to other people.
Good. Okay. Read a couple more, and then we'll get into our lore.
KOS2SOK, Cocks and Tits. Now how about that sweet poontang?
Poontang.
I don't think you want to hear about that after our stories.
No, I think he just wants to know if you're down with it, or perhaps a great time you had with it.
I don't know who it is.
Vamp is a total poon hound.
Weeb just says heart.
Thanks, Weeb.
Oh, thank you, Weeb. Heart back. But mine's black. Shriveled.
Would you like a couple more?
Yeah, just a few more, and then we'll move on to the lore stories.
Let's see here. Kennefigan. I don't know. I'm going to have to message you, see how you pronounce that. Today, police are being trained by getting beat by rubber chickens. They laugh, they get penetrated while clucking. Proper training? Who knows, but it's fun for all. LMFAO, much love, y'all.
Rubber chickens being painted like the gay flag. Did they officially add that black? Did they officially add the black and brown to the gay flag, or was that just the one city?
Yeah, I think they did.
Is it official now? Is like everybody adopting it?
I don't know if it's official, or if it's just a bunch of crazy fringe groups.
Oh, fucking stupid. Fucking all of those colors do not represent actual skin color.
That flag will burn just as brightly as any other.
Yes. But they could tear down statues and burn American flags, but if you burn a gay flag, you'd fucking get fucking...
Oh yeah, then the game is on.
Oh yeah, that can't have that. No, can't burn a flag.
Like the drag queen wig situation all over again.
Yeah, but the only time I've ever seen...
This next one's actually a request for beard.
Oh, go ahead.
Skulleric says, Beardy, please say, sword chucks.
Sword chucks.
Okay.
Is that like Chuck Norris swords?
I think it's nunchuck swords.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
I
like
think
two swords
Chuck
that come
Norris
out.
swords is better.
That would be more dangerous than sword chucks.
Yes.
Chuck Norris with sword chucks.
Oh God! I want that.
Somebody
Now.
Somebody Photoshop that shit together.
Please.
Meme the fuck out of that one. Nothing is more powerful than Chuck Norris with sword chucks.
Oh
Do you
God,
need
this
a new
one's
weapon in
taking
fighting
too
your
long.
enemies? Check out Chuck Norris's sword chucks, available for only $199.99.
This one is way too good to not read. Dexter the Bearded says, "Hey, listen!" Boom.
Hey, listen. Pop. Fucking terrorist fairies. We've created some memes tonight, I tell you. All right. I think that's enough for
I'll
now.
save the rest for later.
Yeah, we'll save the rest for later. Let's move on to the stories. Beardbarian I think I'm going to do my story first because it's faster. It's a little shorter this
And
time.
it'll suck less. So yeah, you go first.
You go fuck yourself. All right. My story is actually a little more improv this time because I just simply wanted, with all this horrible shit going on in your world, I wanted to focus on a great hero of your world. And I have just learned of his escapades, his glorious, legendary fights. This man is both known for being rather handsome, women swooning over him, and men envying him. But he's also known as the Strong Arm. And he is best known, even though he has been defeated in battle a few times, which shows his human flaws, but shows how heroic he truly is, that he gets back up and continues to fight and never gives up. But he is best known for his 5 trials. The first trial was a battle against the giant soaring eagles of the north. Giant birds with razor-sharp beaks and giant claws to pick up their prey. And with his strong arm, he rent them to the ground from mountaintops. And that's where you get, Indian headdresses, giant feathers. God, I'm fucking hitting them all tonight. The next foe, the next trial, was giant black mountain cats. He slaughtered them all because they would not stop ravaging the land, stealing children away in the dark of night like vamp on a hunger fucking feud. His third trial was a raging horde of barbarian savages, more savage than Beardbarian, because, fucking fairies are more savage than Beardbarian. But even more
You're
fucking savage. Shit it, come here. More fucking savage, and they would ride giant battle rams into fucking war, spruing into their fucking horns of battle, and wielding weapons of iron, and their mountain rams had great horns covered in spikes. But he, the strong-head, wrenched them as well, and brought them down to his feet in fucking bloody war. His fourth trial was on the coastal regions of your world, where he rendered the sky of giant, kraken-like squid birds. These terrible eldritch creatures foamed from the ocean, took flight through the air to attack him, but no strong arm, no defeating him, brought them down to the beach level and took their fucking heads. And finally, his fifth trial was against the great Falconeers. These savage men bore armor that was said to be impenetrable, and they had falcons which they connected with their minds to fly over battlefields and villages to mark their targets. He rendered them in a 3-day battle. It went into overtime, and he fucked them up. And this hero, his name was Tom Brady. But his armor's really gay. I've just lost half of my audience from fucking up the word impenetrable. And also, they're like, the Patriots? Come on, man. Unless, of course, they're super nerds who don't care about football, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think you might be lost on that one.
Hit or miss.
It's hard to memorize these things, you know. I'm just putting it out there, you know.
Oh, yes.
But we have fun with it every time. It doesn't matter. We have fun with it every time. Wait, I'm going to turn Tom Brady on again. There he is. That fucking shitty grin on his face. I plays football. He done spit into the cooler, you know.
I'm the water boy. I've got a wooden spoon. Durr.
Gatorade. What
It's sure.
I've been learning movies from your world. It's quite entertaining. I've often contemplated maybe doing movie reviews. I wonder if people would like that. I wonder if people would watch it. I think I could have fun.
What if it was on Pornhub?
Right? Start reviewing porn films. The acting is terrible. The storyline is subpar. There's absolutely no plot. The ending had no conflict resolution. But the fucking was amazing.
P.S. Put more toppings on the pizza next time, please. Thank you.
And I had no idea Vamp could get into such twisted positions.
You'd be surprised.
Remember, if you could put your ankles by your ears, your man will never leave you. I'm just saying, putting that out there. That's my advice.
Ladies, yoga is key.
All right, Beardberry. Grace us with the presence of your tail. And I'm going to put Tom back up on the screen one more time.
Let me
Look
just
at how
wipe my
much they
body
look
under
to
that.
get. Look at them. Say something, Beardberry, so it switches to you. Look, they could be brothers.
Fuck you.
They could.
I am not Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is a berserk.
God damn it. Keep my secrets where they should. Nobody needs to know about my football career.
I used to be a football player like you once, but then I took a linebacker to the knee.
God damn.
I'm sorry. Oh God, that was. Okay, go ahead.
I can't be Tom Brady because I clearly wasn't there. I mean, no pictures, no nothing. I definitely don't do shit like that. But I do have a story, and it's a nice story that I've called "The Song of the Sorcerer's Stain." Story about a young little boy. So once upon a time, in a place far, far away that looks a lot like Earth, but it's not Earth. And it takes place in a time that is clearly not now on Earth, so it's not on Earth, and we can just leave it there. All right. There were stores and swords and towers and catapults. It looked like Morscar, but it wasn't Morscar, and it was not Earth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, as long as we have that set. Once upon a time, in a glorious land that looked a lot like Earth, but clearly wasn't Earth, there lived a hopeful and inspired young little magician. A little boy that wanted to make himself the greatest finger-wiggling, I don't know, maestro, mastermind, great genius of the world. He wanted to be Magog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, that takes a lot of fucking work and a lot of money too. So this young boy, probably no older than 8 or 9, spent all of his time studying books and magic and tricks, doing different performances for the elderly and the small infants for the sake of the appropriate age people that didn't want to take care of them anymore, until he had amassed a fortune, a small one to his name, to improve his craft. Well, this young boy, he drew inspiration from no source other than the most infamous, notorious, and wonderful musical troupe that he had ever heard of, which just happened to be coming by, the big, beautiful, bouncing, breasted, bardic bitches. Or as they're known colloquially, the Now, as fate would have it for this young, wonderful lad, his beloved band was finally going to show up, and they were all bards, they were all spellcasters, and they pyrotechnics and stuff, but they were all gorgeous. And he figured, you know what? I'm going to meet them. So he took all of his money, and he went on down and he bought a ticket to the festival that would draw them near. Now, when the time finally came, he spent weeks leading up to this festival, preparing every trick that he could, making sure that everything was mastered and creating a little harness system for himself so he could keep all of his components nearby. He was ready for a good show. He was inspired by them. So he went charging into this huge festival after passing the ticket master. Mm-hmm. And he went into the show and he was excited. And there was singing and music and people as far as the eye can see. A town that was maybe 200 was now filled with thousands in this bustling area around this stage. When the show finally came to its end, this young boy was so excited that he ran headfirst towards the line to meet these wonderful maidens. Now, as soon as he finally got in the line, he realized that he was outmatched. He was the ugliest little frail thing, knock-kneed, warts on his face, teeth sticking in every direction. He was a monster, an abomination. But he was a young wizard, and he had figured out inside of his pack the ingredients and the words necessary to turn himself before their eyes into the most handsome man they had ever seen. So naturally, he gets in line, gets on up to the front. And by the time he gets there, well, he's a little bit uncomfortable. You see, it's hot, and these women are sweating. And there's been a tug at his trousers. He wasn't spouting a boner in public because it was the cool thing. It was hot. There was sweaty breasts around, puberty. I don't blame the kid. Nobody can blame the kid.
You seem to know a lot of what's going on in this kid's head. How well do you know him?
We're not affiliated in any way. We're not. But we tried not to feel. We tried not to feel bad for the kid because you understand that these things happen, right? They happen. It's part of being a dude. And so he gets up in the line and he gets to the front of it, and the 3 women are all standing there, and he goes, I have a trick for you all. I wish to show you. And as they all turn to pay attention, the man in front of this young boy, just getting the way, stumbled backwards and smashed his fat ass into the kid's chest, and all of his components started drizzling down underneath his gear into a giant expanding mass on his lap. It very quickly hardened and dried the mixture of components into this thick white paste.
Mm-hmm.
There in front of everybody, we lost ourselves laughing. Every single person in the audience into a chorus of cries, pointing at the small cum-covered child. What an idiot!
Just in my pants.
Right on the stage. But, it's not okay to make fun of children. So they forgave him and they went ahead and they cleaned him all up, and it wasn't so bad.
You seem very emotionally invested in this child.
It was
No,
him.
but everyone there was. It was not.
It was you. Don't
It was not.
It was
I
you.
was standing
It was
3
you.
people behind this child in line.
Nope.
I was there in my brand new outfit.
Yeah.
And this child, they were coddling him, and the child said, "You know what? I may be covered in this, but at least I'm not that asshole." And pointed to the giant fat motherfucker. We all started laughing until I realized that I was the giant fat motherfucker. And I thought I looked fly in my Fresh Prince of Bel-Air costume. It was the 90s. I was trying to be cool. I can't be your football player because I was stealing from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm not the small child.
Didn't you tell us once before that you were a small, frail child growing up?
Well, everyone from that place is dead, and there's no more witnesses, and I made the children sign confidentiality agreements in the blood of their parents so no one will ever know.
It
was
was
you, wasn't
you. It was
Shut
fucking... Own it! Own this embarrassing moment, or I'll fucking... Fuck.
You were a teenage boy. You saw a giant sweaty breast, and you
It,
peed in your
it wasn't
pants.
me. I mean, they were great, but I had parachute pants. I was fine. Nobody saw. It just squeaked when
The
I
Fresh
walked.
Prince of Bel-Air never wore parachute pants.
Hey, Beardy.
Shut up.
Beardy.
What?
Beardy. Can't touch this.
What?
Is it hammer time? Because you dropped a hammer.
Where did I put my hammer? Shit. I need to bring my hammer next time.
All right. Well, this has been a very fun show, so let me end with a little bit of a rant. I'm going to just kind of pull it off the top of my head, but I'd like to just cap it off, and then we'll do the super chats and address the people in the chat, in the normal chat as well, and just have a little fun with the audience before we say goodbye for the evening. First thing I would like to say is if you are a feminist and you decide to eat a book, you should probably throw yourself off of a building. I know that's harsh, okay? But you really aren't understanding the point of books. You're supposed to read them and gain knowledge. And even if you don't gain any fucking knowledge from them, at least you tried to understand another point of fucking view. And it was a satire book. How do you fucking not know? You know? And then that fucking dumb bitch at the store when the guy went to buy the book and she saw the... Like, what kind of employee are you that you would look a customer in the eye and be like, oh, I can't believe you're buying that book. Literally all the men I slept with in the past had this fucking book on their bookshelf, and that's why I'm alone and I just turn to my cats for emotional support. You can go fuck yourself. I'm getting fucking tired of these namby-pamby, entitled little motherfuckers who just think they can just take advantage of their fucking employment and their fucking cultural references, and they think they're all fucking all-knowing. You're 19-year-old little pissants that don't even know what the fuck world is about. Go out into fucking life and get some fucking experiences beyond the coffee shop you hang out with to do live fucking poetry and the fucking college campus you hang out with all your fucking purple-haired fucking friends. I'm getting tired of fucking saying it. I'm gonna fucking get...
Breathe.
Um,
Oh,
well,
God. Is he dead?
I think Magog just killed himself in frustration. But, you know, if I had to hang out at those coffee clubs, I would too.
Yeah. I've never seen someone Allah Akbar their own brain before.
Me neither. That is a
This is
majestic force.
Tragic.
But I'm okay with this. So, Vamp, now that boner-loving finger wiggle is out of the way, how you doing? I think we got this show covered. Unless people start spamming one in the chat and bring Magog back to life.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, how are you doing?
I'm all right. The eclipse happened. My power grew slightly.
Where you leveled up during the eclipse?
Yeah. Every time it happens, it happens. I've been through a few of them.
Was there music?
I had headphones in. So yeah.
Oh wow. So far that's a lot of twos that I'm looking at the moment. I'll just give them a little bit longer here.
There's a lot of Fs.
Yes.
They're pressing F to pay respects.
Yes. No, it's one or two people.
We got a 666.
Well, that's dangerous. That just summons your twin, I guess. Maybe I don't know. Oh, there we go.
Someone said he's a necro. He resurrects. That'll be fine.
Wake up, you bastard! The people want you. Put your pants on.
Yeah.
Quick, there's tits on the screen.
Well, titties. Yeah.
That worked.
So, did I blow my gasket? Is that what happened? Oh, God.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your
Do you
brain
need a toilet?
part itself.
do the fairy terrorist voice again. Do it. Soundbite. All right. I killed myself out of pure anger and frustration with your fucking progressive world. Let's get to the chats, shall we?
Alrighty. So we have Lurker who wants to know how many people did I consume during today's eclipse? Just keep your eye on the news. You'll find out.
Don't you wish you had that magical bow from Skyrim that you like shoot the arrow at the sun and it turns into blood and then all the vampires come out?
Oh, I haven't had that trick in a few years.
A few thousand. Continue.
It's semantics. Baelish the Bard says, suggest trebuchet for launching rubber chickens.
Yes.
I like
Hell
this
yes.
idea.
I want a giant rubber chicken battering ram as well. Just squeaky, squeaky.
Oh god, I love the screams that they make.
I'm gonna have to get a rubber chicken for the next
Stoner
show.
Logic says, I'm poor, but I love Magog enough to give him money.
Oh, thank you so much, Stoner Logic. Yes, if you're poor and you're living off of ramen noodles, you don't have to give me anything.
Beardy, Psycho Hamster wants you to show your tits.
Show the moves.
They're right here. They're right here, Psycho Hamster. Right here.
I don't think that's what he means, but
I know, but I
he'll
showed
just
him.
hit you up later.
You got to be more specific there.
It's very difficult to get out of that armor.
Mm-hmm. Lurker says, sword chucking Chuck Norris chucks his sword chucks.
Yes.
Wait, repeat it.
Fucking yes. Sword chucking Chuck Norris chucks his sword chucks.
Sword chucking Chuck Norris. Oh, it's a tongue twister. I'll write that down. I want to memorize it.
Oh. Asterisk lore keeper. I love lore time. I would share mine, but unfortunately, what the Empire calls the Drugon destroyed quite a bit of lore written by the Sovereign Chapel of Concor. Would take some time to recover.
I tell you what.
Get on it.
I've had some requests that maybe we can read some fan lore. So there is an email called dearmagog at protonmail.com. I shall add the link in the description after the show is over.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also find it on my Twitter and all that. It is dearmagog, all lowercase, dearmagog at protonmail.com, as if you were writing me. Go ahead and send in your lore, and maybe I'll pick one for one of the shows and read it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, mention who it's from so we can give you credit and really enjoy your work. Also, send nudes.
Yes, send nudes.
Lots and lots of nudes.
All the nudes.
Continue, Vamp. Secretary.
So this is the only one this is the last one that I see. Thexor the Bearded, side quest, now 225% more format than the YouTube Saints.
I am the superior wizard.
Mm.
Has anybody got anything else in the normal chat?
There's a lot of people talking about my tits, and it's concerning me quite a bit.
Better than mine.
I highly doubt that.
I disagree.
Yeah, you're the lady of the show, so you're here for the boobs.
I'll just pull my dress down more.
Yes. Wait. There we go.
There we go. Got the blonde hair on my chest. Yes, it's very nice.
Are you showing off, Magog?
Yes, it's very nice, isn't it? It's like silk. And my skin.
Yay!
My skin
He
like
told me how to
alabaster.
pronounce his name.
Yes. My skin is like alabaster. Is it as if Michelangelo carved me himself?
I'm a consistent color all over. Let's see here. You pronounce my name like this. Ken if G.
Ken F G.
You guys are the best.
Awesome.
Yay! He super chatted to tell me how to pronounce his name.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes, now we shall try to remember Ken F
I will
G.
destroy you last.
Yes.
Elephant in the room asks, how many sword chucks could Chuck Norris chuck if Chuck Norris could chuck sword chucks?
Another
All of them.
I love that's becoming a thing. If Elephant in the Room has it, it'll be a fucking meme on Twitter. I guarantee it. That guy does quick fucking memes, man. I remember I was in a stream one time with some people, and we brought up a story about owls. And then I cracked a joke about the black market owls. And Elephant in the Room instantly was like, had me with my cloak open with owls inside of it, like, you want to buy an owl? It was like, bam, it just hit Twitter faster than shit.
Since I said we were out of super chats, people started super chatting again.
Yes, they know that we wait until kind of the end of the show. So let's give it some time.
Fuck Pose, just call me Oz. Yeah, well, I hope you don't mean literally. That might get a little bit pecky.
It might hurt a little bit.
Right.
I heard Pose kind of handsy, a little wingy.
Bonesy. That's what I say. He's a bonesy little bastard. He's a bonesy little bastard.
He's an
What does
animated
Poe have to say
boner.
about this?
Hey, fuck you! Fuck him.
Oh, there you go.
Are there any more vamp, or are we bringing this to an end finally? It's been a very good time.
Super chat I see is from Based Kekbot. Magog, I can open the portal to Earth. I'll tell you if you give me a ton of Kevlar or defeat me in battle.
The Kevlar.
Both of those
again.
are very unlikely to happen.
I don't know how to make Kevlar. I can't give you just tons of Kevlar. Plus, I seriously doubt your ability to cross the veil into my dimension and show me how to do the same. It's very difficult magic. It is worse than Algebra 1 in college.
I took Algebra 1 in 5th grade.
Shut it.
I have a very good question from the chat.
Okay.
Who's
No,
top,
don't ask
Brady
it.
or Magog?
Who's what?
Depends on the fan fiction.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, I don't want to die again. You're gonna fuck yourself. I ain't dying again, bitch. Well, is that it?
That's it. That's the end of the super chats.
All right. Any in the
Yeah.
normal chat? Anybody want to say anything to us before we go?
Do you want to tell us how much you hate us? Because you can.
Tom Brady, he's a fun guy. He's a... I'm having fun with the Tom Brady. Man.
Are you playing with the Tom?
I'm playing with the Tom
Wait,
Brady.
how does it look if you line up? How does it look if you Tom Brady and then blow my horn?
Oh, that's interesting. Like what? Wait,
Go ahead.
wait,
Blow
watch
the
for it. Watch for it. You guys will have to watch it later. They can't see.
Yes, but I'm assuming it's just Peach.
All right. Okay. Let's bring this to an end, shall we? I had my rant. Do you guys have any final words?
Y'all are fucking wonderful and beautiful, and I ain't talking about Magog and Vamp here. They can go suck a nut or something. I don't know, but thank you all for coming. We appreciate y'all motherfuckers and all your input that you gave us over the course of the week. Helped us make a lot of good changes, so we hope that you enjoyed this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're having a good time. Vamp, you got any last words?
People demanded I talk.
Don't you think Magog is so handsome? Yes, he's way more handsome than us. Way more handsome. That's why everyone worships him. I know.